And here I think I have gone into the deep recesses of my heart to retrieve what my faith has given me. And we are so fortunate in the subcontinent, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, India, Nepal, Bhutan. We have some of the wonderful traditions that have taken roots here and have shown to the world how do we live not only in harmony, but how do we also live together and live this cultural diversity. The short-term reality might cloud it a little bit, but the long-term reality, 75 years of a nation has shown everybody has place here, and it is everybody's home. And therefore, to the General Council members, I'm particularly grateful as an Indian that you come here to celebrate this unity of diversity that we have lived. Short term, it is clouded. We probably are dividing ourselves and telling you are this and I am that. But you won't be able to sustain a life and a nation and a culture that has thousands of years in its backdrop and in its repository if we did not retrieve that goodness. In Rome, I had the distinction of working with the Pontifical Council of Dialogue for many, many years. And Pope Francis, in his Fratelli Tutti, speaks of something very important. Just like Mahatma Gandhi spoke of the litmus test of Salvodia, the impact of our actions to be affecting all, Pope Francis today speaks about the responsibility of the generation. He refers to Mahatma Gandhi in Fratelli Tutti, but he also says every generation has to renew the values and live it. He says you cannot take for granted these values of solidarity. We have an opportunity today to show, even if we are in the minority, that living together and respecting one another is the way of the subcontinent. We have to show that faith actually leads us to more community service. As I said, more service, greater service, longer hours, and more for people. This will bring another beautiful thought from our own traditions. We don't speak only of giving. Remember what St. Francis said many, many years ago. It is in giving that we receive. But it is in giving that we also give ourselves an opportunity to sacrifice a little bit of us. I have seen in this city, Gitaji, in October, in November, and December, when the second wave of the pandemic was affecting us, for the first time in my adult life, working with the district administration to find mass burial sites. This was not a war, this was not a conflict, and in the middle of that, the religious communities of Coimbatore came together so that we could have dignity then. We had these mass sites here. We should not forget this happened only a few months ago. Human memory sometimes is very short-lived. And therefore I think it's organizations like URI spread across the world, as Dr. Abraham said, in small groups of 7 or in large movements like Salvodia, that you remind yourselves every day what we do matters in the world. At Shanti Ashram, I'm very grateful to Vijay. I would like you to give him a big round of applause because Vijay represents the team at Shanti Ashram. Throughout the pandemic, we served over 50,000 children every year. You know why? Because the poorest children did not have a playground to go, a school to go, or a warm meal to get. But they knew that somebody in society cared for them. And one of our trustees, Kesvino Desi Raju, who was the former head secretary of this country, said, if Shanti Ashram cannot live this faith, how can we ask others to do it? We prayed together. We took care of families under home quarantine together. We shared the food that was available by the government. Shanti Ashram runs a series of enterprises, women-led enterprises. Food security was there. But we also did not forget to actively construct hope. This is what this assembly gives me, Dr. Abraham. It gives me hope that in the middle of a pandemic, we can gather. In the middle of a pandemic, we can think of the future. In the middle of the pandemic, we are redefining for ourselves what true development is. One planet, one people. And together, we will always remember that 2,000 years of values are not to be kept only in the books. They find expression, they find life, they find joy, and they find meaning in the way that we live together. So I'm delighted to welcome you to my city. For those who are outside of India, from Sri Lanka and from Bangladesh, welcome to India. And what you do here will be a continuation of what you do at home. So I only hope that this 24 hours I see you're here from this afternoon to next afternoon. Next time, Dr. Abraham, you should allow us to welcome you for a lunch or a dinner to Shanti Ashram.
Oh, thank you.
We'll be very happy to welcome you to Shanti Ashram and a moment of prayer together. Thank you very much for this time and effort. Don't forget to go to Annapurna. Annapurna is really nice, so I hope you will get. I will get this and then I'm going to take a minute.
Oh yeah, sure.